You all right? How are you doing? I'll just talk some fella until people join the stream because of that. Welcome to Cow Daily. Busy week last week, wasn't it? Working the weekends, doing the king, that kind of thing. Interesting how it all developed as well. It's been a good one. Nice bit of momentum established and all of that. So today we're doing a little bit of a jump around different stories which we think are important at the minute, and also follow up on last week. And also we'll do a little follow up on Scrappy as well. And thanks for all the lovely messages and kindnesses that you have shown me. Just let's have a drink though, 2 seconds. How lovely, lemon balm. A wonderful addition. So 2 seconds, I'll just pull the wee man up. He's here. What's going on? It's taken a while. He's there, the big lad. So Scrappy update, as you know, when we last spoke, I was in a bit of a mess because I spoke to my partner and thought, well, maybe it's coming to the end. In some form of dramatic comeback, he's still not got used to his legs, but we found out we can probably get him acupuncture. I've looked at some videos of dogs getting it, and it's pretty, like, you know, if it works really well. So we're going with that. We're starting to get his like weighing situation sorted out as well. So we're giving it a go. He's taking his food and drinking and everything, so we've got to, but also he's just an absolute dude. And he's my mate, so we're going to try everything. So we're doing this acupuncture thing, and we're going to see how it goes. But I'm much happier, as you can imagine, because that's my mate, and I love him. So yeah, had a good weekend. Like really, just feeling good. Just feeling good that we've got a chance of keeping my mate around, but also obviously with the correct quality of life, because obviously it can't go on the way it was going on. That's not possible, you know. It's not good for me mate, is it? So this is an opportunity for her, and really looking forward. And he's heading off today. He's going away for 4 or 5 days with my partner, and we're getting him like really focused acupuncture every day. And I'm really looking forward to seeing if it goes the way that we hope it will. So again, thanks to everybody for your kindness shown towards me wee pal there, who is just lovely. Look at him, man. Ah, look at the lovely lad. So yeah, weekend spending just working out how to give him the dignity of being able to toilet properly, spraying him off quite a bit, getting it wrong, ultimately starting to get it right by Sunday. So big up the Scrapster, one of my special pals there. So also thanks to the person who sent a PayPal donation with a dog and heart emoji. It really touched us, man. That was really kind, and put a smile on my face, so thank you. And by the way, he's definitely ill. It's going to help with the vet bills, but we're not on the grift. I just wanted to thank you for your kindness that you showed towards me and my family. It's appreciated, as ever. Right, so this week, well, today of this week, we're talking about some of these things here. Not those things, these things. There's just something I wanted to mention as well. Dan Clifford said he's very nervous about starting his new job tomorrow, which would be today. The last two have been nuts, so hope for the best. All the best, mate. We will be thinking you'll be sound, as I say there, and I just wanted to wish you all the best, Dan. Starting new things can be really challenging, particularly with a year that a lot of them have had the last few years. So nice one for your new job, mate. And I bet you by the end of the day, you'll feel all right. And I know it's like I'm working with idiots. It's not easy when you start in a new place, but try not to judge people by the norms and values of previous colleagues. Also, big up everybody who's been supporting on the audio. It's been a long road, but we're getting our rightful positions back. We've re-entered the top 50. Some CBS News CIA person there. We're coming for you. Also, just ahead of that, the King of Holland is a podcast I've found out. So we're coming for you, Koenig. But thanks everybody for your support. It's really nice, obviously, to see things grow and the visibility that comes from that. So that's really cool. It is. Let's see what the comments are doing this morning. Zoe's in. Really hope I get to see this. Train journey's delayed. I hope you do. Hope you're listening now. Dave Slaz, another cracking morning. Loving this sun. Hopes for Mutley. Cheers, brother. And thanks for the text over the weekend. Much appreciated. Let's keep this positive momentum going in that. Carlos, nice to see you, pal. Great news, Scrappy. Fingers crossed, dude. Keep them coming. Prayers up in that. Don't get insane. Nice to see you. Sat in the train. Hopefully my signal will hold up. Hope you're all good. All love, Scrappy, dude. And you, my friend. Congrats on the new car there. Looking shiny and fresh. Bob Grady. Awesome news about Scrappy. Defo, man. Was in. Hey up, sir. So he's still around. Much love to the Scrapster. Leon's in. I'm late, but yeah, nice to see you. Always a pleasure. Never a chore. So big up the Scrapster. Listen, I've been run around, so just give us 2 seconds. But actually, I've worked out if I want to have a little. So he's saying signal home on the train. Jacqueline's in. Nice one. Hi everyone. Finally caught the show. Lovely to see you, mate. Always a pleasure. Finally worked out, as I was saying, there was some music down here. So while I take a drink, please do kick back and relax to Acoustic Cinema. Is it going to play? Yes. Just buys us some time. We'll have a nice drink. Possible not at all. It's the show point. Well, this plays. Also, I'm just changing the filter on my face, so I'm definitely on the blast. There's a film share the screen, man. Also, if you could like it and all of that, apparently it really helps to like it all at the same time. 3, 2, 4. Right. If you like to turn into Russell Brand and shit, yeah, I'm going to start doing guided meditations when I was pretending Peter Thiel hasn't given us 10 million. What are you going to do? Sorry if I have it on camera smoke break, but run around when you put a dog that needs attention. And the other one's got 3 legs, and the big one's mad. Anyway, enough of that brand stuff. What else we got for you on this fine morn? Check this. The bold Matt Kennard from Declassified UK quote tweets Alistair Campbell, who says, so on Coronation Day, Rory Stewart UK takes his wife to Pizza Express Millbank. On publication day, I take my book publicist to recreate the scene of the fashion crime. Fair to say, staff still talking about it, but much more excited to see me and Isabel. The bold Matt Kennard, your food should be served on a tray through a hatch in a steel reinforced door. Banger quote tweet. Please follow Matt Kennard and Declassified UK. Love them. They just say it as it is, don't they? Something about cosmic scallies, right? I think it's a quality term, and shouts to Scally Mag at Scally Magazine out of Liverpool. This is from, and they've shared this the other day, an article from The Face from 2021, and it's about the cosmic scally tag, and I thought it was interesting. So put simply, the cosmic scally tag is broader than ever now, and accessible through all manner of ways. Whether you come at it through youthful naivety, psychedelics, meditation, loneliness, or simply because of what you've been seen online, they've become more spiritual, more meditative, cleaner, healthier. Some have even kicked the weed and gone straight edge. But above all else, they've started to look upon the world not with blithe, hazy optimism, but with anger and skittish paranoia, fueled by the online feedback loops to keep themselves within. This, to me, is the best paragraph I've read on the cosmic scally. You may have friends who are like this, who are a bit of a Raj. They were always a bit optimistic, but now they're just seething and gnashing and wailing. And it's a massive problem, and it links into a lot of the stuff we talk about on this show about how the right have basically inhabited the ground like during lockdown and created a lot of this kind of shit. And it's a massive problem. And it's a problem that we feel needs to be directed at these people with a quickness. So Have you had any, like yourself, have you had any conversations with the cosmic scallies in your life? I have. It didn't go very well. Hillary Clinton, but like, wade through the chill waters that they put in front of you and try and tell the people in your life that Peter Thiel's funding Russell Brand at the tune of 7 million. He's not your guru. Guru. No. What have we got here? Elon Musk. It's about the new CEO, which I personally think is hilarious, and I'm about to tell you why. So he's excited to welcome Linda Yaccarino as the new CEO of Twitter. Linda will focus primarily on business operations, while I, Elon Musk, focus on product design and new technology. Looking forward to working with Linda to transform this platform into X, the everything app. Elon Musk is trying to transform Twitter into the internet of everything, blah, blah, blah. That's not why we're here. I've responded, this is either top tier trolling or you don't know your audience. Why? Linda Yaccarino is the current executive chair of the World Economic Forum. Right? For people who are just joining us today, why is that a problem? Well, it's not necessarily a problem for everybody, but it's definitely a problem for cosmic scallies and the ilk, because the World Economic Forum is put forward by the faction of Bannon, Thiel, all of these people who like the fund Russell Brand basically to say cosmic things. They and the people that they're manipulating, the GB News, Nana and Vice, round the back of GB News type people, they are going to go mad for this. So Musk either doesn't know his audience, or he's just on the troll for everybody, or as we expect, isn't as clever as he makes out to be. I mean, a lot of people do say that. I mean, how could somebody possibly be all PR when they were put in place by their apartheid era father who owned emerald mines and gave him initial seed capital? How could he have possibly found a way? I mean, I'm not saying he's not unintelligent. He's not. He's intelligent in a certain way. But the World Economic Forum are responsible for all the world's ills. And I think it's important to understand, if you're anti-authoritarian, you can't take 7 million from Peter Thiel and all his authoritarian mates. You can't take money from the fash whilst claiming to be against fascism. Now, I understand people like really, really love Russell Brand. And I, for one, used to love his radio show and have paid money to go and see him at Newcastle City Hall. It was a good show. But this is some bullshit. People change, people develop, people grow, but also people don't. And also people get a stench of 7 million and go, well, it can't be that bad. They're just asking us to say the same things. I've got a banger story for you about, on the flip side of that, how I have not went and took money from certain people. I can't tell you today though, and I'm sorry. I really wish I could, like really, because it's a banger story. But I will in the future when it's kind of safe's not the word, but I'll just tell you this in the future. It's a cracker, man. And also it made me look mint. Anyway, if you want to support the work, because we don't take money from Raji's, patreon.com/cowdaily. That's patreon.com/cowdaily. Shouts to everybody who signed up last week. You are appreciated. Also, PayPal link in the description if you want to make a one-off donation or work. Shouts to the person who did that over the weekend and put the dog and heart emojis for Scrappy. That was really, really, really kind, man. Thank you so much. Give her a nice lift and just thank you for your general coolness. What else do we have here? Dave Slaz on. I might do that periodically where we'll drop the music in for the audio people and you can watch us have a brew because I honestly really needed it. Indeed, hydrate always. Robert saying the music can get to the right side of the 5-minute YouTube. It's not bad. Shout that. We should have an early break and just like get it to the other side with the sitars. Jacqueline saying really good news about Scrappy. I hope things turn out well for him. Thank you, my friend. Much appreciated. Couldn't be happier, to be honest. You can probably tell. I mean, like Friday at the end of the show, I got through to the end of it, but I just bust out in tears as soon as I mentioned his name. Honestly thought we were gonna have to get him put down Friday or Saturday. Still kicking outside, enjoying the nicer weather. What a lovely lad. Love him. Jacqueline goes on to say, I don't know much about Rory Stewart except that he's a Tory, but I can't stand Campbell. I think any decent person can't. Because, he should be standing trial for the crimes that he's done. Simple as that. Simple as that. Jacqueline's saying Peter Thiel, or it's Peter Thiel, Leon's put the spelling up on screen. He's basically, for people who didn't catch the show that we've done on this, he put 50 million as an angel investor into Rumble being alternative platform, mostly for conservative and right-wing people, but they give money to people such as Brand. So he brings people who are traditionally more to the left, or people who are into hippie type stuff, crystals, that kind of thing, towards the right, because I think the Bannon faction know they couldn't possibly win anything unless they had a different kind of people on board. So that's Brand's function. It's controlled opposition, and I'm sorry if you're just hearing this for the first time or you like them, but how a man, you kind of take 7 million off Peter Thiel, founder of Palantir. We've done a dive as well into Palantir's links to Peter Mandelson. It's all part of one big ecosystem, and we're not invited, but we're invited to a different one. But we stopped that. But I wish I could tell you, man. Honestly, it's friggin' brilliant. Jez Hunt in the absolute house. Oh, he's all right. Awesome. He is my friend. Loving it. Couldn't be happier. And he goes on to say the far right pipeline. It is. That is exactly what Brand is doing now. He's a pipeline towards the far right. Can you imagine it, man? Can you imagine thinking this a little while ago? It's crazy talk, man. But anyway, it's time for a quick sip. Leon is saying, Brand went broke. He likes money. It's easy to grift the right. Did he go broke? Because I didn't know he'd actually gone broke. I have seen he's bought a 17th century pub. And probably with Thiel's, definitely with Thiel's money then if he was broke. And he cancelled people's weddings with a couple of months to go, and then refused to honour the bookings. Namaste or namaste a while. Not for you, wedding people. But there you go. You couldn't give any of that Thiel money as combo to these people. What an absolute knobber. Imagine that, man. You've booked your wedding and then he sweeps in and goes, no, sorry, it can't happen now. I've got to sit and stare like a cult leader at these people who keep turning up to the pub when I do these podcasts. It's a shame, about Brand, but also fuck him. He's not my mate. It's not our mate. Ain't nobody's mate, is he? He likes his money. Hold on a minute. I'll pull this out. Leon's done an update. What's he saying? He bought a house with his wife and had the baby and was still doing his podcast before COVID in his turn. It was clear he was struggling financially. I see. So does this coincide with getting the money from Thiel? Because he did a podcast with Peter Thiel in 2019 before the deal, and then everything moved pretty fast after that. So it's a shame if that's the way that it's went. Jez is saying, but he gets his attention, gets money, gets adoration. That's the real spirituality he wants. Seems to be. It always kind of was. He used to joke about the narcissism and whatnot, but here we are. It's kind of wild, this whole timeline, isn't it? But anyway, moving on from that dickhead. This is from the Financial Times. New EU rules slashing the amount of arsenic permitted in baby food have highlighted how Northern Ireland is caught between different rules set by Brussels and London. Despite this month's new post-Brexit trading agreement, days after UK and EU leaders sealed their deal last week, Brussels cut the level of the carcinogenic substance allowed in infant formula and baby food by 80% and set limits for its use in rice, fruit, and juice and salt. Cool. So it's hitting problems in Northern Ireland who, as you know, has kind of a mixed economy thing going on, which is probably not going to last. But crazy. Just thought it was a little curio you should see. But the comments continue. Leon saying regarding Brand, he was basically regularly talking about how he's blacklisted from Hollywood and stuff now. This with all his current iterations, still left-leaning, funny Brand. Shit, that in it. How much money do you need? Because the top of it is he would still be getting royalties from like his books, and he's still going to have money, and he's still going to make interest on the money. So, I mean, what did he buy a house cash and skinned himself? Well, that's dumb. Get a mortgage, fool. I don't understand. He's not going to be skinned like we are. I can tell you that. That's definitely a fact. I just think it's mad because there's like people I know who are hanging off each every fucking word, and I'm telling them about this 7 mil, and it's just like I'm the bastard. Like that is proper mad. That like that is madness though. Like what I'm sorry, his truth like dissolved your ideology, because following this cunt at this point in time, 20 minutes in, I'd say, is an ideology. Like, and you're blind by it, just like any other ideology. I mean, I was talking about like every ideology really, and there's an element to it. You see it in the Labour right, you see it in socialists, you see it in anarchists, you see it in all kinds. I am this, I'm part of this group. We're going to be loath to like criticize the group that I'm part of, and personally speaking, I think that's wrong. If there's things to be criticized about in the group that you're part of, you should criticize it more, because it should be like about making it better. But there you go. Jez, awesome. The arsenic will make those babies big and strong. Yeah. Jacqueline's saying, doesn't Brian live to be controversial? Isn't it his whole shtick? In some respects, but like, I think personally, I've made the mistake of thinking he was a decent kid. Leon is saying he had a big house by the river in London, was studying at Oxford, philosophy, I believe. He used to joke about doing exactly what he's become. I used to love his podcast. Same. But again, people can take 7 million off fucking Peter Thiel, to be honest. David Teasdale, nice to see you again, pal. Cultish behaviour, totally. Well, like, it's just mad, isn't it? And it's not. It's less mad when you actually consider the whole person that he's capable of this. I think what I'm referring to when it's mad is the response of people who claim to be anti-authoritarian and anti-establishment, which is the shit that he spouts every day, right? And he's taking money from another element of the establishment that he doesn't criticize. Isn't that mad? Leon's saying, to be fair, I'd probably do the same slot of cash. You might, I wouldn't. Trust me, wouldn't happen. Just not once. Not even once. All I need is everything I need and a little bit more. Roof overhead, nice garden that I can close the gate on for the dogs, high-speed internet, and a small room I can close the door on to work in. It's all I need. And the people around us be happy. That's it. Fuck all that. Take 7 million and slide down Peter Thiel's pole. That's not happening. Peter Thiel, Cambridge Analytica, no. All the no's. But if you wanted to support good faith media, patreon.com/Calvalia. Thanks for the opportunity to get another plug in there. So anyway, this is an interesting one from your boy Keir Starmer, who would hope never to talk about again. Seriously though, right? Your boy Saul Staniforth is peerless when it comes to getting these little curios. So what Saul is saying today at Saul Staniforth, Keir Starmer admitted on LBC that Labour right have changed the rules around the leadership to maintain control and are stitching up the selection of candidates to exclude socialists, or as he puts it, to get the highest quality. So we've talked about this many times on the show. Here he is admitting it on camera. Nothing we didn't already know, but wait for the gymnastics mentally that come from his cult-like followers, because that's all they are at this point. Let's have it right.
We've now changed our rules on, for example, standing for the leadership of the Labour Party, so that you have to have much more support of the parliamentary Labour Party. So that acts as a filter in relation to whenever the next leadership race is. And the other thing, Adrian, I can tell you is that because I need so many new MPs, if I'm going to win an election, I've got a job and a half to do. We've carefully selected all the incoming candidates who are going to be standing to be MPs. And again, it's caused some arguments along the way, but we've got the highest quality candidates because that's what we need going into government. We've now...
Listen, I'm not going to talk about like this highest quality because there's some absolute rat bags that they've selected, and some of the people that have been deselected, it's a fucking disgrace, to be honest. Like the man is like, obviously his lips are moving, he's lying again. But there he is admitting it on camera, stuff that they barely admitted previously. The top market is Labour Party is done. as he's admitted there, they've changed the rules to make it virtually impossible to get any kind of like progressive MPs in the party. Why people are still messing around with these idiots at this point is beyond me, but here we go. And they've done that with the NEC too, so you'll never get a progressive majority. But the ones who claim to be progressive, who still will sit on the NEC, are just providing a beard and more grist to the mill of the lie of the Labour Party broad church. The top and bottom of it is, a lot of the old school Labour Party stuff is myth making or shit that just got through. I mean, they were suspending Bevan, founder of the NHS, before. So, like, let's not get it twisted about this, like, rose-tinted spectacle stuff. It's always been a fight to try and get concessions for the working class via the Labour Party and the whole Labour movement. Tom, what it is, there are alternatives, as we've illustrated out there. And we really, really, really don't need to be messing around with the Labour Party anymore. And we shouldn't. But anyway, here's some more on Labour. They look at the absolute plight of this man. This is at Gloria Del Piero. Gloria Del Piero, right, was a Labour MP, where Lee Anderson, the Tory party deputy chair's MP now. So he's basically stitched her up because he used to be her aide or something like that. She's now got a job on GB News as an anchor. How strange. Watch tomorrow, 6 p.m. Gloria meets GB News. Labour would have deserved to die if it stuck with ex-leaders' policies, says Lisa Nandy. gbnews.com. Labour would have deserved to die if it stuck with Corbynism, says Lisa Nandy. Why? Again, 2017 being X'd out. Again, the industrial scale smear campaign that she was part of, just as if it never happened. Get to absolute fuck. And also, I'm going to get up on GB News, she says, and talk me talk and absolutely talk shit to somebody who's not going to challenge her on something they claim isn't a news channel. So that gets them off from being sanctioned by Ofcom. Absolute rotter bags. Also, I don't see them talking about Legatum and the private equity fund and investment fund registered out of the Middle East, ran by two brothers who made their money when the fall of the Soviet Union happened from oil companies like Sibnet and Gazprom. So, like, I just dive on there, like, don't talk about it either, and just do everything you possibly can to get elected so you can be in post. Meanwhile, millions of people living in poverty, nada from these fools, nothing. So anyway, going on from the weekend, this from the Independent. Labour are the real conservatives, says Keir Starmer, as he promises to protect our way of life. It's all this woolly play to the fucking, the flag shagger shit. And it's just all in the same vein as the like Rishi Sunak's and fucking bollocks that they've been putting out, and all this just egregious shit. So Labour leader will argue against redistribution alone, promising to change his party's DNA like Tony Blair on steroids. We fucking told you this, everybody, when he stood for Labour leadership. Told you. Again, here he is. Absolute dickhead. Channeling the ghost of Margaret Thatcher and Sir Oswald Mosley to his party. As he said before, it's a lot of I statements with Keir. His party. Grotbag. Jeffrey. Absolute dickhead and a half, isn't he? The worst. Also, more from The Guardian, who are utterly just taking the piss knowingly at this point. Keir Starmer urged to unite with new generation of Labour's left wing. 1, is there any? 2, if you're in the Labour Party now, you can never be considered left wing. Interesting analysis from Razor Marone on Twitter at Street Tough. Based on experience and what I've observed, I reckon if I sat down with this bloke, he'd nod along with a lot of what I was saying, but then would merrily call me an insane cunt to elicit applause from some of the worst people in Britain while still expecting me to vote for him. I want to include that because that is a complete précis of how these fucking cunts think. And We should never, ever in a million years vote, be a member of, or stand for the Labour Party, who exists much like the Democrats in America to siphon off any kind of progressive people towards bureaucracy and then just get them to disengage from politics. They want 30% and below turnout because they can win better, they feel. Let's show them that they can't. And to be honest with you, this isn't an endorsement at all. And I'll go on to why I think the Green Party, as we've done earlier, like last week, as to why electorally they can win, but also I think they can win because of who they are. In general, you're always going to get some rotters, aren't you? But before we do, I'm going to take a little music break and have a drink. Enjoy. I think it's a good thing. Calms it down in the middle, doesn't it? Stops me getting too high when everybody can. That's not worry. You need that no more. You just need this. Meditation time with my brand, Russell Cow. I must stay a while, won't you? Yeah. Oh. Let's see what people are saying in a minute. Right, that will get rid of this. That'll do ye enough. See what the comments are doing. David Teasdale, so Labour is more Tory than the Tories. Well, they're trying to be the Tories, they're even saying. Jez Hunt, bloody hell, the real Conservative. It's a rare moment of honesty from Keith Starmer. Isn't it just? Jacqueline's saying the policies of the 2017 and 19 manifesto were really good. That's why I voted then, and I'm seriously thinking about not voting Labour now, and Zara Sultana is my MP. Jacqueline, I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't vote for her. Like, she was doing the same old shit. Like, here I am out campaigning for Labour at the local elections, like Diane Abbott, like posting vote Labour, like when she's sitting suspended. Labourism is a disease. The career left is an absolute problem because it's a whole ecosystem that goes round. If you've got a Green candidate, vote for them. Just vote for them. Let's see how much support they've really got. Simple as. But like, don't, like, look, at the end of the day, Zara seems a nice person, but I think she's getting a bit gassed and she's going the way of AOC, who's an absolute dial. Like, it's, if you're still in the party at this point, like after everything that happened, what can you do? Everybody needs a job though, eh? So what else? What else do we have? Jay is the same. We're a one-party system, but the establishment made sure we got two of them. Indeed, and that's what like it's been about, as you quite rightly point out, about smashing any kind of electoral success for the people, and that's unacceptable. So I think the job on is just to like talk to people about this and what's actually happening. So he's saying, if I fall asleep on the train, I'm blaming Mike and his drink tunes. And just stare out the window and I'll sue these all off to sleep. Jacqueline's saying, the trouble is with smaller political parties is that they haven't got the funds to campaign or stand in every constituency. This is true, but if we want that to happen, it's got to come from us, as the Greens pointed out directly to her last week, the voluntary organisation. To me, to my mind, right, the Greens are the only possible, as it stands, credible electoral vehicle for the left. So I'm thinking we should just do, oh, hold on a minute, I'm on the wrong mic again. This fucking sucks. Oh, I am, man. Fucking bollocks. Oh, God. Well, there's no point in changing it now, chaps. Absolute bastards. I wish you pointed out earlier, Slaz, but thanks for pointing it out now. Never mind. So anyway, I'll knock the shit on the head at this point. If the mic's not been on, what a shame that is. Always the same at the start of a new year, isn't it? Lol. Dave Slaz, lol. Right, it's always been a pleasure, never a chore. I'm going off to self-flagellate about not turning the friggin' mic on and just getting on my nerves generally. I'm still talking into it. Why am I even talking into this? Sorry about that. You didn't tell us though, and I rely on you. I hate every single one of you. Never mind. Right, where's the things? If you'd like to support our work, please go to patreon.com/cowdaily. That's patreon.com/cowdaily. Link in the description for PayPal if you want to make one-off donation to our work. Prayers up for Scrappy. Always, I think you can win. I think you can make it. In fact, I know you can, because my partner and I are powerful when it comes to dogs. See you soon.